How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a Persona discussion. Today we're going to be talking about, if you can't tell from right here and the title of the video, the 25th anniversary live stream that will be happening, I believe, in September. Now, for those that may not have heard about this yet, they announced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projects. So, I've been looking around the internet for the past week or so, and I found some of the things people have been wanting to happen, and I thought a few things myself. I figured, hey, why not talk about it? You know, just some fun little speculation. And it seems like it's going to be lasting from what I would say is, basically half this year, half next year, give or take. Because, this right here, it says, autumn of next year, and this is September of this year. Now, let's see, where to begin? Alright, let's just start off with, the big one, the one everybody wants to see, everybody expects to see, Persona 6. Now, look, if you expect to see something like a big trailer or something like that, don't get your hopes up. Please don't do it. At best, or no, maybe not at best, but we'll most likely get something along the lines of the Persona 5 chair. The chair teaser Persona 5 got years ago. At best, though, we may get some similar to the SMT5 trailer that Nintendo had about a year or so ago. Now, the reason why I don't think we're going to get much, and I think it's a little early for that, is because Persona 5 came out several years after Persona 4 Golden. I think it was 5 to 6 years, I think. I could be wrong on that. Someone correct me in the comments. But I believe it was a director or someone of a similar standing was like, yeah, no, for the next Persona game, we gotta go bigger than 5. So because of that, I would assume the development time would take as long as 5, if not a little longer. But at best, we'll probably get, I don't know, maybe a image of the protagonist and a very vague plotline. Even then, I think that's like wishful thinking. Now, of everything I've got listed right now, this is probably almost a shoo-in, and here's a few reasons why. Right here, I'm sorry for the quality, but I couldn't find any better quality pictures. But here we got, the Persona 1 protagonist, the 2 protagonists, the 3 protagonists, 4 and 5, and then we got a secret. Now, you can say, oh, it's just some spin-off character. Well, no, because if that was the case, we'd have maybe the Trinity Soul protagonist, that one anime that I've never seen. Shoot. Or just, any other spin-off character. These are all the mainline game protagonists. So this is almost assuredly the Persona 6 protagonist. And here, we have all the mainline games. You don't see no dancing or arena or nothing. These are the mainline games. We have 2 secrets here. Now this is it. Now this is interesting to me. Oh yeah, here we go. 2012, 2016. So a little over 4 years. Anyway. See, this having 2 secrets is what's interesting to me. Like, how is that gonna work? Is it gonna be like, are they gonna, I hope they don't do this, but are they gonna go like the Pokemon route where like they have 2 versions and both versions are very similar but also different? I hope that's not the case, because I don't want to play 2 100-hour plus games back to back. I couldn't do it. I don't think anyone could do it. I'm very intrigued about this, but this is almost, again, guaranteed to be Persona 6. I am excited, but at the very least, we're going to get something on Persona 6. I don't know how much, but again, don't get your hopes up. It's probably going to be something small. The next up, there's going to be a concert. I mean, they did it for the 20th anniversary, and they done it for smaller events, and this is the 25th anniversary, so we're going to get a concert. They may reveal some Persona 6 info here as well, probably more than what we'll get at the live stream. And this is kind of a pipe dream, but it'd be awesome if they showed like 1 track from Persona 6 at the concert. And each of the Persona games, at least from 3, 4, and 5, they all have like their sort of similar style of music. Like 4 is more upbeat, 5 is more jazzy, things like that. That doesn't apply to every song on the track, of course, but that is does encompass a general feel. So it'd be pretty cool if we got like, you know, a main song from the game, and that just sort of gives all of us the feeling of what the game's gonna be about, in a way, if that makes any sense. Other than that, there's not too much to say about it, other than the singer's gonna kill it like they always do. I am looking forward to it. Again, this is not officially announced. I want to make that clear. But at the end of the day, it's gonna happen, and it will be my first Persona concert that I'll be seeing. Because you know, I didn't get into the game series until right before Royal came out, so I don't think I've never been around for an actual concert until after it's already happened. So that's pretty exciting, something to look forward to. Now, next up, this is probably the biggest thing I've got. Yep. The Persona 3 remake. Now, look, I and many others want it. Now, my reason may be different from a few others. For me, I like to play the definitive version of games, you know? Like, I'm not gonna play Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm gonna play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. I'm gonna play Dragon Quest 11, I'm gonna play Dragon Quest 11S. It's like that. But Persona 3 doesn't have that. You have FES, which has its own thing, like, you know, The Answer. And, you know, animated cutscenes, which is a big one. And, you know, open world. And Persona 3 Portable has, you know, control the party members, the Fem MC route, which is a huge thing. So each of them have advantages over each other, but also disadvantages. So I was thinking, like, what if they just took the two, took the best of both the worlds, put them together, and put a shiny coat of paint and called it a day? And bam, we get a great game. Now, I wouldn't want them to change much story, really, or the gameplay. Because I know a lot of vets are worried about something like that happening with the remaster and it ruining it. Now, I will say, if you don't like the remaster, or remake, or whatever, go back and play the original. But another reason why this could happen is this year is also the 15th anniversary of Persona 3. And you know, they could port it, but like I think they would want to do something a little more special than that. Now, for me personally, the order I played the Persona games was in reverse. I played Persona 5 Royal, then Persona 4 Gold, and then finally I got the 3 FES. And honestly, it made 3 really hard to get through at first. Like, I would say the first maybe 10 hours of the game weren't my favorite. Only because I wouldn't call the game outdated. It's definitely one of the better PlayStation 2 games I've played. And trust me, I grew up on PlayStation 2. So that means a lot. But it doesn't feel the same as like Persona 5. Like, going from Persona 5 to 4 wasn't as big of a deal. But from 4 to 3, it's like, if I'm not mistaken, 4 came out a year or two after FES. So it had a lot less time to streamline it, but dadgummit, did it streamline the 3 FES system. I didn't like how 4 like condensed the physical text, but that's a topic for another day. But no, I think they could just bring some aspects up to date a little bit. Like, you know, like the UI and stuff. I do think 3 does do things better than 4 and 5, like the quest system. So I wouldn't want something like that to change, of course. And again, I wouldn't want any drastic changes. Because again, is it really Persona 3 if they do some drastic changes? I don't think it would be. So any changes they do make to the gameplay or story, I would want to be very minor. Though seriously, Taurus has got to get new tracks. Like, please. I thought Mementos was bad, but Taurus is something else. And here's another big reason why they need to do this, I feel, is that there's 2 ways to play Persona 3 at the moment. Excuse me. You either get FES for the PlayStation 2, or you get Portable for the PlayStation Portable. Now, the PlayStation Portable was never that popular. Nintendo kind of ruled that market. So not a lot of people have that to begin with. And no one's going to buy, or I shouldn't say no one, but almost no one's going to buy a PSP just to play Persona 3 Portable. And the same goes for the PlayStation 2. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have one, which is why I'm able to play Persona 3 FES. But Not many people have that same privilege. So it, I went and bought Persona 3 just to experience it because so many people, especially older fans, swear up and down that it's the best Persona game. Now, so far, I haven't completely finished it, but I've gotten a good chunk of the way through it. I see why. I get it. I don't agree, but I get why. But I would like other people to experience it. But again, console limitations. And again, a port could fix that, but I think this game deserves something a little more than that. And another thing, Persona 4 Golden sold very well on Steam. It sold, let me see here. Yeah, no, 500,000 players. I don't even know when this image came out, so it's probably even higher than that. So the market's there for the older Persona games that aren't just 5. So I think it's a good idea. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Don't be a jerk about it, of course. But anyway, moving on. Going off Persona 4 Golden, ports. I think Persona 3 again could be ported. I don't think they will, but if they do, I would be perfectly fine with that. Now, would they do FES or portable? Probably just FES. I would imagine FES would be easier. But I think Persona 5 Royal is another strong contender for a port. Just because Strikers, is from what I've seen, is doing very well. Again, Persona 4 Golden did very well. So I think Royal would make perfect sense for them to do that. And I just think it would sell well. Now, beyond the mainline games, would they port the spin-offs like the dancing games, the arena games, or even the Q games? I think Persona Q has zero chance just because the mechanics of the two screens be a pain to work with. Persona 3 and 5 dancing sold horribly, so the odds are very low those two will get ported. Maybe in a package with Persona 4, just a triple package for like, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks. They might do that, I don't know. But I think standalone, I think Persona 4 Dancing has the highest chance just because it has a story. It did much better than the other two. Now I really want Persona 4 Arena and Arena Ultimax because they're on PlayStation 3 and I can't play that because I don't have a PlayStation 3. And I would love to play them. And they look fun. So I'm like, and the best part about those is that you get to see the cast of Persona 3 and 4 interact where they aren't watered down like they are in Persona Q. And that's not just towards Persona Q. I get why they did it the way they did. It's just, it's nicer to have them authentic to the character. So, yeah, I think it has a really good shot. And maybe that's just me wishing it to happen. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, no skin off my back, right? Is that the right term? I don't know. Anyway, now maybe they'll surprise us and drop a Persona 1 and Persona 2 port, which I would actually love that because I've been wanting to play them, but again, I don't have a PSP. And look, go on eBay, go on Amazon. Persona 1 and 2 ported. That's not a Japanese version costs a ludicrous amount of money for some reason. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something, but I don't get why they cost so much. But so yeah, port would be awesome. Now let's talk everyone's favorite, the anime. Now look, I know. Persona 5 the anime wasn't that good. It was actually pretty bad. But considering Persona 4 got an anime, and then later Persona 4 Golden got an anime, I think Persona 5 Royal is going to get one. Now, I want two things to happen if they go down the route of a Persona 5 Royal anime. One, better animation. Look, it doesn't have to be Demon Slayer, alright? I think Demon Slayer spoiled so many people that people just want every single anime to look like that. It's not going to happen. If we got it, holy crap, would that be legendary? But we're not going to get that. But it's something better than what we got before. Now, it would probably be a shorter series compared to the original. Because, with the Golden anime, it loosely, or not loosely, that's the wrong word. It sort of recapped all the stuff that was in the original anime and mainly focused on the golden exclusive content. And so I think a Persona 5 role anime would do the exact same thing. But because of the less episodes, it will allow them to put more effort into each episode. And now the second thing I also want is a dub sooner than when the original one. Because like the Persona 5 anime took what, over a year to get a dub? I don't remember the exact time frame, but it was well over a year. Which is like, come on now. I understand the games because there's a lot of dialogue, but come on, it was like what, 24 episodes? I'd have to check, but about 24-ish episodes. So it's like and they're 22 minutes. It's like it's not that hard to dub it, you know. It's like, come on. And then they charged it for a ludicrous amount. It was stupid. Anyway. Now, hopefully they don't go the same route as the Golden animation and just don't drop a dub. Oh, and also on that note, Golden's never getting English dub. Alright. No matter how much anyone asks for it. I mean, it's been out for so long that to drop it now just feels so out of place with all that's going on. I wouldn't be against it. It's just like, it wouldn't really... It just wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, that's enough for those games. But it would be interesting if Persona 1 or 2 got anime. Now, what are the odds of this happening? Probably next to none. Maybe a movie for them, but even then the chances of that are slimmer than none. Now, if Persona 3 got a remake, it could get another anime. And maybe they can even do it from the female protagonist perspective. Just so you know, it's not the same thing that we've already gotten. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, with the animes, I think the most likely one is just a Persona 5 rule anime. I think anything... Sorry, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Trying to keep it together. Apologize. But anyway, back to this. I just... Unless a new game is announced for Persona 3, it's just gonna really be the Persona 5 rule anime. That's the only thing I can see us getting. Anything else is like really just like freaking just a foolish wish. I don't know. I would love if all that stuff happened, but it probably won't. Now moving on, we have the Persona Q series. Now, I have not played Persona Q1. I have played Persona Q2. I think Persona Q2 is a very fun... I think it was more fun than I thought it would be. Is it a 10 out of 10? By no means. No. But it's a solid game. It did its thing. It was fun seeing all the characters interact, even though they were a bit more diluted. Just some of the interactions were just gold. Like, you know, Yukiko and Junpei, wherever the heck he is. There he is. There's Junpei, the goat. But, yeah, I think the Q series is done. Like, with DS being over and done with, I just don't see another game for it coming out. I mean, they could restructure it for one screen, but then it wouldn't really be Persona Q anymore. I mean, they could go by a different name, or just do a completely different game with the chibi style they're going with here, and just switch up the gameplay completely. Which I wouldn't be against. It'd be pretty cool. I actually do like these designs a little bit. They're kind of adorable. But the only way I see them do it, the only way I can see them doing another game in the series is if they either made it after Persona 6 and included that cast, or if they did it with the Persona 1 and Persona 2 characters, but with the amount of fans that play those games dropping by the day, I doubt they'd go that route. And regardless of which path they could take, I think the size of the cast would be way too large. I mean, none of the characters would get screen time, and from just a pure gameplay perspective, making every character feel different, in that gameplay style at least, would be a creative nightmare. And to put it simply, it'd just be more trouble than that series is worth. It's not a bad series, it's a nice spin-off series, but I don't think it's worth putting that much effort in. I think there's better off going a different route with it. Now, there is one title that people are just begging for. Persona 5 Arena. Now we got Persona 4 Arena, cool game, haven't played it, want to play it. But now with the arena games being fighting games, and fighting games usually having huge and diverse casts, I could see them putting the teams from 3, 4, and 5 in the game without causing any problems with uniqueness. And if you doubt that, if it was Arc System Works that were to make it, they made Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ has 41 characters, all of which are unique. They also made Injustice 2, I think. Did they make Injustice 2? No, that was NetherRealm. That was NetherRealm. Right. NetherRealm made it. Well, anyway, another fight game company. NetherRealm made Injustice 2, 38 characters. So they could do it. Like, what we got on this screen right here? We got 1, 2, 3. So we got 20 people here. We would probably axe Labris and what's his show? Is his name Show? Cut him. Probably Adachi. But they could easily slide in another 10 plus characters and it'd still be fine. And another thing is this game could be really big. Because this is where they could type some of the big plot points the previous games left off with. Like saving Makoto Yuki. Look, he's called Makoto in more material than he's called Minato. So I'm just going to stick with it, right? That's why I call Joker Ren instead of Akira. He's called Ren in more media. Even the anime. Alright? Out of the way. I don't know how they could free him. But I do trust Atlas would be able to find a satisfying solution to that. Because they are pretty good with things like that. Now, another big plot point is Goro Akechi's fate. I should have said it's the beginning, but spoilers. But going into this, you probably should have just expected that, so sorry. But anyway, they teased Goro being alive at the ending of Persona 5 Royal, so they could incorporate him in some way and just finish that storyline off. Like, I don't think they make a whole game centered around him being alive, or finding him, or whatever the case may be. So I think the Makoto being trapped plotline could be the overarching story. And then the Goro stuff could be like a prominent side plot to all that, not in the background, but not being the main focus, And look, unless you guys want another Persona 5 cast only spinoff like Strikers, he's not coming back unless it's in a game like this. And I will say they wouldn't have included that scene if they planned on doing nothing with it, because they focus quite a bit on Ren and Akechi's rivalry in Persona 5 Royal. So just leaving it ambiguous without a proper conclusion just wouldn't really sit right with me and a lot of others. It would also be really odd if they made a game to tie that plot up after the release of Persona 6. And I mean, they could do it. It would just be like, why don't you just do this earlier? Because now it's almost taken away from Persona 6 in a way. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that. But here's the thing. For anyone to think that a game like that won't be that interesting, one, you're crazy, and also, picture Akechi, right? Crazy Crow being with Adachi. That just writes itself. Like, could you imagine the dialogue? Because, like, they would just argue over ideals and just fight it out to the death. It would be awesome. Oh, how about this? Imagine during the final fight or something, right? You have Ren and Yu struggling against the final boss when a golden light shines and Makoto Yuki just appears to help them defeat the boss. Heck, maybe they could use the final boss as Nix's seal with some Universe Arcana shenanigans. Because up to this point, like, Yu and Ren never got the Universe Arcana and they explained it very little in Persona 3, so we really don't know much about it. So they could easily just be like, well, if you do this, this, and this, then this can happen. And, and we couldn't be like, well, that's plot convenience. Like, well, I mean, they didn't explain it, so no. And for the gameplay, they can just do it to where, like, they can take inspiration from Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? And make it to where you make teams of 3. This will also allow you to have the 3 protagonists on one team. Sorry, FMMC. Look, you're awesome. I know some people don't think that, but I think she's awesome. But it's like she wouldn't really, like, how could they even work her into the story? It just wouldn't. I don't see how they could work her in. But I did think of one cool thing they could do in a Persona 3 remake. I forgot to mention this earlier, so I apologize. But one person on Reddit, I think it was, I can't find it for the life of me. The person on Reddit had this idea where, like, what if at the start of Persona 3 Portable, when you choose your character, you choose which sibling survives the incident on the bridge. That could be kind of cool, and they could kind of use that. I don't know, but anyway, back to Arena. I don't think she would even make it in. Maybe probably as DLC. They could probably work her in as DLC. That'd be pretty cool. But in the base game, nah, I don't see it. But anyway, and with the teams of three, the super boss could just be fighting Elizabeth, Margaret, and Lavenza, or Caroline and Justine. I I think the twins actually have a better chance than Lavenza only because of the creativity they would be able to have with the kit. I don't know how that they worked that in story wise. I don't know. And they can have like team attacks in the game, like the showtimes from Royal or the team attacks in Persona Q2. It's just there's a lot of fun things that they could do in this game to really spice it up and just, make you just that much more hyped for it. I would love it. I know in Ultimax they all did have like their super move or whatever. They could just take it a step further with team attacks. I imagine you have like Mitsuru, Chie, and Yusuke on one team. They do their team attack just one massive ice attack. And same for like Akihiko, Kanji, and Ryuji. They just do things like that. It'd be really sick. Just talking about it gets me excited. So I want it. I want it badly. Alright, so I have a few more smaller things. So there was this Codename X project that was announced like I don't know how long ago. Several months to a year ago. And it is Persona related because in one of the screenshots of the trailer, if you do the decoding bit, it spells out Persona or whatever. And this is let's just look at this character here. Like you got the mask, the flashy outfit. This is a Phantom Thief attire right here. So it's apparently a mobile game. We don't know much about it. Again, we don't even know the name. We just know the code name. I mean, it'd be cool to have a mobile game in the Persona universe, but I play plenty of mobile games at the moment, so I don't need another one. So I'm not too like interested in this unless some cool thing happens that blows this out of the water. Then maybe I'll change my mind. But for now, it's like there's not much to say other than we'll just have to see what happens with this. Though I do think this actually could be revealed in more detail at the live stream. I think this has a good chance. Next up, I had this idea where they make like an anime bundle featuring all the Persona animations, even Trinity Soul. Now, would this happen? Probably not, but it could have some cool cover art. And it would be nice to have all the collections here. And heck, maybe even for this, they could just have the Persona 4 Golden dub included in as sort of an incentive. I really like that idea. I mean, I would hate it because it's kind of scummy, but they could totally do that. Like, oh, you want the Persona 4 Golden dub? Well, you have to buy this entire box set with all the anime. I just want the gold, all the anime. I don't know, that'd be pretty fun. But maybe instead of the anime, they could do a soundtrack, just a massive soundtrack box, and there they can include Persona 1 and 2 because they do actually have some pretty good bops like Maya's theme and stuff. If you haven't heard Persona 1 and 2's soundtracks, I highly suggest you go check them out. They can hang with the best of 3, 4, and 5. And anyway, this sort of soundtrack have like various iterations of some songs, like the reincarnation versions, for example. Or heck, they can even just go with a bunch of new remixes, which I would love some remixes of Last Surprise, Mass Destruction, all that jazz. But we can finally get the Colors Flying High full version. Because we still don't have it. The game's been out for over a year, but we don't have the Colors Flying High version. Ooh, that can be revealed at the concert. Ooh, I like that. Anyway. Like, we have the lyrics to Colors Flying High. We just don't have the music itself. I don't know. That could be some. That again, that could be another cool little bonus to sort of incentivize getting it. Now they have already shown on merch. You know, like with let's see, where is that? These little acrylic stands, which I kind of want to get, but they have again, they have shown off merch already. But they can always announce some new, like a fashion collab, like with this Joker outfit from whenever Super Groupies. And, you know, that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't. I don't really care. I wear like the same like 4 shirts, so. And again, these outfits are always expensive, no matter what series it is. So you know, if it happens, okay. If it doesn't, awesome. I wouldn't be mad if it happened. It's not my preference. But oh, and another thing to support Persona 6, if you look here, right here, yeah, the purple for Persona 1, the orange for Persona 2, the blue for 3, yellow for 4, red for 5. There's just white here. Now, come on. Do you really think they're not gonna fill this color in? Like, come on. If they, like, they could easily just made all these a little bit wider and then just filled this bit in, you know? They didn't have to go out of their way to leave this bit blank. So it's like, yeah, it's almost guaranteed. But yeah, this was basically everything I could come up with. And you know, I'm sure I'm forgetting a few things they could do. Yeah, I can't even think of anything off the top of my head. I really did try to find everything I could to talk about, but either way, the odds of us getting disappointed. Oh, and here, there's just a blank white space. Fill that in with the school logo of Persona 6. Bam. Done. Like, there are hints everywhere. But, like, there's 7 projects. We're not going to get disappointed. Even if, say, like, half of the... Like, if you say, like, 3 or 4 of these are really just small scale whatever things, we're still... Even the rest will more than make up for it. But again, don't go into this expecting, like... Oh, Persona 6 coming out later this year or some stupid thing like that. It's not gonna happen. I want it to, but it's not gonna happen. So keep the expectations high, but reasonable, if that makes any sense. Oh, and I will be live streaming my reaction to the live stream whenever it comes out. Live stream in the live stream. Live streamception. But I would like to hear all your ideas on what we could see during the live stream in the comments. Man, what a time to be a Persona fan, right? Like, I know we all expected something big for the 25th anniversary, but 7 projects is still just beyond expectation. And I just know we're going to be satisfied, and it'll make this journey we've all been on. And, you know, whether you've been around for 25 days or 25 years, I think it's just going to make this whole thing just really worth it. But with that all being said, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And here's to another 25 years of Persona. Peace.